Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru. It is June 12th, 2024. I'm here for another crack at connections after I do my Rosalind shuffle. But when I did this, the sound didn't come out, and so I'm having to narrate. Oh my goodness, it's this one. This is the one I have to narrate. Oh, this is the one that drove me crazy. I'm looking at it and I know that these are all movies. Fright Night, Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Actually don't know about that one. Never heard of it. The Green Mile, Kill Bill, Foxy Brown, Dumbo, My Left Foot, Be Kind, Rewind, E.T., Wall Street, Manhattan, The Longest Yard, Chinatown, Dogma, Beetlejuice, and Octopussy. And I'm starting to think, well, what do these have in common as far as actors? I don't know. Fright Night, I'm pretty sure it's a horror movie. I don't watch horror movies. The Green Mile stars Tom Hanks. Kill Bill has Uma Thurman. Foxy Brown has, is it Pam Grier? Dumbo, it's animated, it's Disney. My Left Foot has the guy whose name I can never remember, and it's one of my husband's favorite actors. He was in, Daniel Day-Lewis. I always remembered eventually. Be Kind, Rewind has Jack Black. E.T., the most famous person to come out of there that we would know probably is Drew Barrymore. Wall Street, I think, is Michael Douglas. Manhattan, I don't know. Is that a Woody Allen movie? I never did check it out afterward. The Longest Yard, I remember it having Burt Reynolds. It's a prison football movie, but I think they've remade that a few times. Chinatown, I don't know. I think it's like a mobster movie. Dogma, I think it's a religious type movie, but doesn't share the same dogma that the churches I've been to share. Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, and Octopussy is a Bond movie. And I don't know how to approach these things. I don't know where to look. And so I'm thinking, if the movies can't connect them, because I can't even find like a decade. Foxy Brown, I'm pretty sure, is from the 70s. I don't see anything else that I know is from the 70s. Maybe Octopussy, but maybe Chinatown. But I don't think the others are. Maybe The Longest Yard. Maybe The Longest Yard is. But it doesn't seem to be working for me, and I don't think that all four categories are going to be the decades. And so at this point in time, you can tell it's 2 minutes in and I'm just stumped. I haven't even put anything over into the columns. And I start to think, maybe it's not the actors. Maybe it's not the time. Maybe it's not the movies at all. Maybe it's something to do with the words. So I start looking at the words. And I don't know how long. I'm all excited and anticipating what's happening. I don't know how long it takes me to figure this out. But I start looking at the words Fright Night. And I'm starting to think, maybe Fright Night, maybe because it rhymes, that has some significance. So eventually I start looking around. Oh my goodness, it did. It took me forever on this one, didn't it? You know, one of the reasons it took me so long is because I was so scared. Because I see all these movies and I realize I'm not a big movie buff. I can watch a movie over and over and over because I barely remember what I've watched the first time. And I have the feeling that it has to do more with the fact that I don't actually watch movies. I only listen to them while I'm doing other things. Oh, good. Look, here we go. I finally came up with Fright Night. And then Kill Bill I see, and I'm looking around. My Left Foot, Be Kind, Rewind, Green Mile, Be Kind, Rewind. That rhymes. All right, we got that one. And then E.T., and at first I'm thinking, wait, E.T., oh yeah, I guess it does rhyme. It's just kind of in a bizarre way since it's just letters. All right, so I got that. And I'm feeling pretty good about that because I don't see any others. Wall Street, Manhattan, Longest Yard, Chinatown, Dogma, Beetlejuice, Octopussy. Nothing else rhymes except those four. And to me, that's a really good sign when we've been able to get four that rhyme and no more than four. But I still have to figure out what else is going on. So I start looking at Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And I don't even know what that movie is. I've never heard of it. But then right next to it is the Green Mile. And so I start to think maybe inch and mile have something to do with each other. And then I see my left foot. And it's so important that I started thinking of other measurements. I'm thinking inch, mile, foot, centimeter, meter. And I started thinking of that before I looked at my left foot. Otherwise, I think I would have kept thinking of it as a foot. And then I see the longest yard, and I feel really good about that category. And then I am stumped. I don't even know what to do here. I like the first one. I like the second one. So those I feel like they are set. And I'm looking at what is left over. And Foxy Brown, Dumbo, Wall Street. So I'm just going to put down everything that doesn't fit into something else. I think I'm going to. Then I get to Wall Street. Then I get to Manhattan. And then I start to realize, oh wait, Wall Street and Manhattan, right next to each other, those are New York. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Chinatown, that's also New York. So let's start over here. Wall Street, Manhattan, and Chinatown. I tell you what, that Rosalind Shuffle really helped me out this time. So I'm going to actually take these three out. So of course there are a lot of Chinatowns in the world, but definitely there's a huge famous Chinatown in New York. But then I'm looking, what else could it be? And I don't see it right away. So maybe I should just keep putting down all of the things that I don't have yet. Dogma, Beetlejuice, and Octopussy. And so which one of those can go over to the other side, or what combines 4 of these 5? And I'm looking at Foxy Brown, and I'm looking at Dumbo, and I want to put those two together because Foxy Brown says fox in it, and Dumbo is an animal. But the problem is fox is a type of an animal and Dumbo is the name of a fictional character. So then I get all confused and I don't even bother to look at the others. And then I remember that I had watched a New York real estate reality show a while ago, a few different episodes, and they had this new section they were talking about, Dumbo, and it was under some bridge, and I kind of remembered that. And so if I take that out, what does it leave? Foxy Brown, Dogma, Beetlejuice, Octopus E. And there I go. That's it. I've got it. I've got my 4 categories because now I realize that the fox was the right kind of animal and those are the ones that go together. And I'm even more sure that Dumbo is there, although I get very curious as to what Dumbo stands for because I know it's some sort of acronym and I can't remember. All right, so I'm going to try this and I think it's purple. I'm going to go in reverse order from how I got them. It's places in New York. So I got that right. It's yellow. Do you guys all know what Dumbo is in New York? Because I was just so confused in the beginning. And so then I'm going to go reverse order. So I'm going to try Foxy Brown and Dogma and Beetlejuice and Octopussy. And I think that's going to be fine. And I'm kind of thinking it's going to be purple. But I'm really surprised that the other one was yellow. There we go. Starting with animals. Got it. And it's purple. And then I'm going to try inch, mile, foot, yard because I had already committed to doing them in reverse order. And then I was upset with myself because I was sure it was going to be green. And no, it was blue. So I'm glad I did it that way. And then the last one's the easiest one for me to get, which is green. So that was it. And even though I didn't make any mistakes, this one freaked me out at first when I was thinking it had to be movies. And then I got very curious about Dumbo. I just couldn't remember what it stood for, but it was even, more sure, of course, since I had already gotten it. I was more sure that was this place that I had seen in this show, and so I decided to look it up. I'm not sure if I did it on here, but I don't even know if I can remember it. It's like the under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. Down under Manhattan Bridge overpass. There it is. Down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. So now I remember it because I looked at it recently. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.